Welcome to Humanities 152, Cultures of America. This is going to be a brief introductory lecture for the Cultures of America online full semester course. This is just meant to give you a brief overview for the semester. My name is Jennifer Fraley. I will be your instructor. You can call me Dr. Fraley. You can call me Professor Fraley. You can call me Miss Fraley. Any of that is fine. I don't mind. Please do not call me Mrs. Fraley. That is my mother, and it makes me angry. As you can see, my information is here. Email is the best way to get a hold of me. This course is entirely online. So email any questions or concerns that you have. My email address is right here. It's just jennifer.fraley@louisville.edu. On Blackboard, under contact information, there is also the number for my office. My office is in Stevenson, 207. However, with this being an online course, I'm not in my office very often. However, that being said, I am in Louisville, so if you would ever like to meet in person, schedule a meeting, that is absolutely fine. Email me a couple dates and times that work for you, and we will figure something out. All right, again, the point of this presentation is just to help you understand some of the expectations and requirement of the course, and then it's also going to give you a brief overview of Blackboard, which is the LMS that we'll be using at UofL. All right, first, the syllabus. There is a link on Blackboard for the syllabus. This contains a link, a PDF of it. You don't have to print out the entire syllabus. I am very wordy. It's long. However, I do recommend that you print out maybe the course calendar. That way you have it for a quick reference. The syllabus is going to break down everything for you. It is basically your instruction manual for the class. So please, before you ask questions like, oh, how many points are quizzes worth? How many points are discussion boards worth? Please check the syllabus because all of that information is in there. If you have any questions or concerns, absolutely then feel free to email me. This course, I set it up weekly. So the first week is obviously going to be week 1. Our week will start at midnight on Monday and will run through 11:59 p.m. on Sunday. Typically, all assignments are due by 11:59 p.m. Typical weeks can include such things as there will be assigned reading materials that you'll read on your own. Then there will be a lecture that is posted. I will post these up in the week for you, and you'll have to listen to these and watch the accompanying viewing slides. Each week in this course, I believe, except for the midterm week, Thanksgiving break, and the final exam week, every other week you will have a weekly discussion board post. Please take these seriously. This is actually the largest part of your grade. There are 13 total discussion board posts. They're worth 25 points each, so that equals out to be 325 points. There are only 855 possible points for this class, so please take these seriously and make sure you are reading the requirements for a good discussion board post that are posted in the syllabus. Also, in a weekly schedule throughout the semester, there will be 6 different quizzes. These will be available, obviously, through Blackboard. They will be posted probably later in the week, maybe Wednesday, and then you'll have through Sunday to finish those. Please make sure you are reading the directions on each of the quizzes. All right, occasionally you will have other assignments. These are going to include for this class a midterm essay and a final essay. There is not a midterm exam or a final exam. Instead, you will be writing essays. What will happen in certain weeks, you'll get a prompt for the essay, and then you'll see where it is due. The week that it is due, there will be a link for you to upload your paper there. All right, navigating Blackboard, the following slides are going to walk you through some of the different displays, some of the different buttons that are displayed on the menu. Ours might not look exactly like this. As you can see, this is for a different humanities class, but I set up most of my classes the same way so you get the main idea. Right? This area on the left is called the content area. All right, first you have your home page. That button will do exactly what it sounds like. It'll take you back to your home page. Here you'll see recent announcements. You can set up a to-do list and upcoming assignments. The announcements folder, this area will contain any announcements I send to the class. I also, when I send an announcement, I use the tool on Blackboard, so it'll send you an email. So make sure you are checking your U of L email. I would recommend checking it daily. All right, the weekly schedule. This is going to be the bulk. This is the meat of our course. This area is going to have a folder for each week. When you go into that week, as you can see here, it says week 1. You click in it. It's going to have a link to any of the readings that I post on Blackboard. It'll have a direct link to the lectures. That's where you'll find your discussion board posts, and that's where any quizzes will also be posted. So in each folder for the week, all materials will be there. Again, I mentioned earlier, discussion board posts. One of the main ways we will be communicating with each other is through the use of discussion boards. The idea of this is Cultures of America is a course that usually has a lot of commentary on it. Why? Because we're discussing different cultural and political issues in the United States. And I want to hear your voices on this. These discussion board posts aren't just to show you've read the material and watched the material. I don't want you to summarize the information. What I'm doing here is I'm going to ask you some sort of question, often questions, and what you're going to do here, the goal is to show not only mastery of the material, but to show that you've thought about it critically. And I want to hear and see your reflections on these issues. Now, that doesn't mean this is a personal response, but they should be well-developed answers to the questions. Again, each one of these are 25 points, and they total up to be 325 of the points. Now, occasionally I will ask you to comment on some of your classmates' posts. I do this because this is the way for us to interact with each other. When you comment on your classmates' posts, I go into detail on this on the syllabus, saying, oh, I agree with you, or I like your post, is not an acceptable response. Now, this is not your opportunity to grade each other's discussion boards. That's my job. What I want to see is seeing you have some sort of conversation with each other in these posts. It'll vary probably from week to week if I have you respond or not, so make sure you are looking at this. All right. My grades, this is exactly what it is. It's a direct link to your grades. I'll post your grades here once an assignment has been graded. I try very hard to keep up on the discussion board posts, but this is a large class, so it might take me a little bit of time to get those comments on there. Usually the first couple I try to respond very quickly. That way you get a grade, and that way you can see what areas you need to improve on in your discussion board posts. Quizzes, same thing. The quizzes will be graded and posted on there. Please see the syllabus for the specific grading scale for our course, and you are expected to complete all assignments completely and on time. In fact, I reserve the right, if you do not return in the midterm essay, you automatically fail the course. You need to be doing the work. Late work is also not accepted. Quizzes will close at 11:59 p.m. and then they will actually be gone. So if you miss a quiz, you're going to have to email me and ask me to reopen it for you. All right, the other buttons, tools and help, they're exactly what they sound like. The tools button will take you directly to all the tools available through Blackboard. The email is a great way to communicate with just your classmates, because if you go to tools while in our course shell, in the email, you'll see it brings up every other person who is in class. So if you need to communicate or have questions and you want to talk to each other, this is a great way to do it. The help button will take you to help for Blackboard. Please ask Blackboard for any technical issues on that. I really don't have access to that technical side. If you can't get the information through them, then absolutely feel free to email me. Next, UofL email. We will be using the University of Louisville email system to communicate this course. Why? That's the only email contact I have for you. Please, if you're emailing me from home, if you're using your home email, make sure you're telling me who you are and what course you're in. I have 5 different courses this semester. So please say, hi, I'm Michael Smith from Humanities 15250, or whatever your corresponding course is. But this will be the way we communicate through U of L. If you are not familiar with your U of L email, you need to get familiar, because every student has a working U of L email account. I would definitely recommend checking this email at least once a day. All right, So now, any questions? Please take the time, familiarize yourself with Blackboard. This is an online course, and it's your responsibility to ensure you know how the tools work and how to submit the assignments. If you do not have good internet access at home, I recommend you find a local coffee shop, because having poor internet access is not going to be an acceptable excuse during this course. This is an online course. That is the forum we must use for it. If you ever have any questions or concerns, please feel free to email me. Again, that's going to be the best way for us to get into contact with each other. And if you want to schedule a meeting, again, send me an email with some dates and times that work for you, and we can discuss that. Usually with this class, I try to have, for the week's material, I try to have all of the information up a day or two beforehand. However, I will not have the entire course put up. So you are going to have to schedule time each week to get the information in. All the information will always be available to you by that Monday. If for some reason it's not, somebody please email me and let me know that it's not showing up for whatever reason. Again, welcome to the course. I look forward to having a successful semester. And if you have any questions or concerns, please let me know. And I guess I should add this in. As you're looking at this course, Cultures of America are all set up very differently. Basically, the instructors are told, here are these different cultural groups, you need to cover them in different ways. How I have structured this course is we are going to be looking at these cultures through key Supreme Court cases. My background is also in law. And so what we'll be doing is some of these court cases that you've probably heard of before, we're going to be delving deeper into them and seeing how they are reflecting the culture and the changing culture of America at that time. Also, with each of the Supreme Court cases, we will be looking at different pieces of literature and then different pieces of art. And again, seeing how all of these things reflect the culture and the changing culture of our times. Please make sure you read the cultural diversity statement. In this, we will be talking about topics that maybe are uncomfortable for some people, but they are a part of our nation's history and a part of our nation's future, and as such, they need to be addressed. Now, please don't panic when you see the Supreme Court cases. I'm not having you read the cases themselves. The textbook you have by Peter Irons is very, very user-friendly, and you'll see in the lectures, I go through and I break down the court cases for you. I do not expect you to have to read a Supreme Court brief and know what it means. So we will discuss those in detail. But I just want to put one last note in there to let you know how I am structuring this course. Now, if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to let me know.